How does the Senate ratify international treaties? Imagine a process where global agreements are carefully reviewed and approved by a nation's most influential lawmakers. This process ensures that international commitments align with the country's interests and constitutional principles. When a country enters into an international treaty, it is not automatically binding. Instead, it requires a formal approval process involving the legislative branch. In the United States, the process begins when the president negotiates and signs a treaty with foreign nations. Signing indicates the country's intent to be bound by the treaty but does not make it legally effective. To transform this agreement into a binding obligation, the treaty must be ratified. Ratification is the formal approval by the legislative body, which in the United States is the Senate. The president submits the treaty to the Senate for consideration. This submission is usually accompanied by a detailed explanation of the treaty's provisions, implications, and any related documents. Once received, the treaty is referred to the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, which conducts a thorough review. This committee holds hearings, gathers expert opinions, and debates the merits and concerns surrounding the treaty. After the committee completes its review, it votes to approve, amend, or reject the treaty. If approved, the treaty proceeds to the full Senate for debate and voting. For the treaty to be ratified, it must receive the approval of at least two-thirds of the senators present and voting. This supermajority requirement ensures broad consensus and national interest alignment. If the Senate approves the treaty, the next step involves the president's formal ratification. The president signs an instrument of ratification, which is a formal document indicating the country's consent to be bound by the treaty. This document is then exchanged with the other signatory nations or deposited with a designated international organization, depending on the treaty's provisions. In some cases, the treaty may also require implementing legislation, specific laws passed by Congress, to ensure domestic law aligns with international commitments. This step helps integrate the treaty's provisions into the country's legal system. Through this detailed process, the Senate plays a crucial role in scrutinizing, debating, and ultimately approving international treaties, ensuring that such agreements reflected the nation's interests and uphold constitutional standards.